So this piece, I guess what I call it. Just take a guess. I can't even guess, huh? I just call it Oz. Yeah, AWWWS. Oz. So I wanted to make something that had lots of gears and lots of, looked like it could work and move. And I love copper with the green oxidation, so that's my theme, really. And since green is Oz, it just seemed appropriate to turn it into an Oz piece.
The Emerald City.
Yeah. So I got all these gears from computer printers, mostly printers. This came from a computer, this fan. I wish I had more of those because they're pretty cool. Yeah, printers, computers. And then all these little pieces just came from wherever. I don't even know. Some of these are metal. A lot of them are plastic. This piece of plumbing hose out here, it's metal and it's very heavy. And this is from a garden hose type thing. And so this is from a sprinkler. It actually goes all the way through here. It goes into the ground. You shove it into the ground right there. So it's a sprinkler. This actually, and all of our sprinklers got clogged and didn't work, so they got turned into art. Here's a hinge. You can hinge back and forth. So that came off one of my cabinets that we redid or something. I'll explain each of these little witchy poo and scarecrow, lion, and Dorothy, and I'm missing Tin Man, but he'll come soon. So I started with this box. I wanted to make something smaller because I usually made very large pieces of art. So this was a smaller piece. I put all of these things here, all these gears and everything else, and I left this space. I didn't know what I was going to do with that space. I just left it for something. And I put all this stuff on, and then over here, this is one of those curtain rod holders that I used in the gear piece that I made. You can probably see down here at the bottom too. This is where the curtain rod goes in, and it's the same thing. That's why I couldn't find any extras, because I used them all. So I had it all made, and I had this over here. This is a hook. Had two white balls on the end and it's upside down. So this is actually like a clothes hook or coat hook or whatever that you screw on the wall. So I had this all made except some of the characters, and I looked at this empty black spot, and my friend had just been in the play The Wizard of Oz, and their director hired a face painter to paint their faces. And I was looking around the house, and I saw this green mask that my son Ben, had made like 2 years ago for school or something. It was just hanging around, and it was green. So I looked at it, and I thought, oh my word, that needs to go right in that empty spot, and I need to get it painted by that face painter. So I went over to her house, and she painted the decoration on it, since it was already green, glued this on, and said, hey, that would look cool in it. So she sold me this. And this piece, this was inspired. This piece was inspiration because generally when I leave an empty spot, I wait for like sometimes weeks, sometimes even months to decide what's gonna go there. And so I just kind of scan when I'm out or when I'm in my house. A lot of times I just find stuff in my house already. And that fit perfectly and it looks great. So these little guys up here, I have some pieces. Wah! Yay! His tail has a piece of wire in it. So I'll explain that a little bit.
It's wire right here.
Yeah, this is wire, so I wanted to be able to bend his tail whatever shape I wanted it to be. So I had to put wire in it because this is shoelace. This is just a piece of shoelace that I stuck on there and on a piece of wire. So, did you get this witchy poo? She doesn't have hands to hold her broom.
She's so cute.
So I just have to sit it there.
Magic.
Yeah, magic. Oops, bonk. So she's wired in. She's not going anywhere. So this is an awesome piece of metal. And I could not even tell you what it is. But this piece clamps. This piece is supposed to bend down and clamp onto here. It has a hole in it. But I think it came from my dad's. A lot of stuff did. This is a sewing machine piece. And this Liberty Bell actually came from Independence Hall it's a souvenir from when I went back east with my parents in 1979. And we bought that bell and I got that for my parents after they passed away. I just got their junk. I didn't get their good stuff. I didn't want any of it. I didn't need any of it. So anyway, that's where that came from. This key also came from my dad. He had several skeleton keys. So I just stuck that there. Here I have some pieces. This is that. You can bend it. So bend it into whatever shape I want. This is really cool stuff. It's copper, so copper's an amazing metal. So it's the same as that one. I don't know what to call this either. And here's that. That's the same as this. So it's a hook. But it has another piece that screws it onto the wall. And so here's this. I'll just lift this up. This is the same thing as that. It's made out of brass, but this, they punched a gear out of this. Beckham's?
Beckham's?
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, Beckham's Clock Shop.
Yeah, and Sisters.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, so that's what that is. And then this is just this shoelace I used. I just cut a piece off. And here's the string I used for the hair. I used that for the lion's hair and Dorothy's hair. Let's see, these heads. This is what I used. I used this head for the scarecrow and the witch. See, he's got a red nose. It's the same head. It's a different body though. This was a barrel. And then his feet and hands came, they actually were supposedly feet and hands from, see, this is one of them, from some little guy. Oh, this guy. They were the feet and hands of this guy. So this is one of his arms. Oh, he didn't have any feet. So I don't remember what they're from. And this is Dorothy's arms. So I just cut it off. I cut this at the ball. So that's her arm, and that's also the witch's arms. So this was some little spindle thing that I got at the store. This comes off of here. This little guy had a bunch of different kinds of hats. So this will probably be the Tin Man. He'll have this head and a hat like this. This is the hinge that he's on. Just a cabinet hinge. Actually, it goes like this. That's the opposite. It goes like this. Here we go. There. I'm glad that was there. We could screw him on there. And here's something like what I might use for a crown. If I didn't have this one already, that's a ring. I don't remember what I did there. These are the lion's arms. And then these little things, I don't even know what they are, but they became his feet and his paws. So I just cut him short. And then his body, this is his chest and waist. And then this is these are his hips. This ball's too big for his hips, but it was something like that. And his head, I don't remember, but his jowls are, it's a wooden bead I just whacked in half, and I had to fashion his nose from another bead or something because there wasn't anything that shape. And then I just painted him. And Dorothy, I don't have anything. I don't have, oh yeah, see, her head. This is her head. That's what her head is from. It's just one of those little pots that you buy at the craft store. That I don't buy at the craft store. Because I don't need to. And let's see. So also, this thing could be a crown. I could just cut it, and I could have set that on his head like a crown. Mm-hmm. So I just look for things that look like whatever I need, crowns and so let's see, Witchy Poo over here. I don't remember how I must have made these shoes, because I can't remember. I can't remember doing them. And this is kind of hard to see, but this body was the top of a train, a choo-choo train, like a smokestack. And then that's that head. That's that same head right there. And this crown, this brim of her hat came from a printer, I think. And I had to turn a piece of wood into this pointed hat because I had nothing like that. And then this bow, I had this bow. It was just a little punched out white bow. I mean white wood bow. Painted it green, and her hair is just nylon string. I think that's all. And this guy, I did him. Anyway, that's it. It's pretty awesome, huh? Pretty awesome. Awesome. It's pretty awesome. So, it's one of my favorites. It has a story behind it, which I won't tell. But anyway. So, thanks. Ciao.